Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the third day of September 2020. Well, I got almost all the way through this. I got to the rune and everything, and it's a pretty good reading, so I'm going to stick with it. But my screen froze. Everything froze. The counter froze. Everything froze. So I'm going to see if I can get through this. It was only about 12 minutes at that point, so I don't know what happened. So I'm just going to stick with this, though, because I think it's an important reading to have. We had the Nine of Swords last week. Basically, this is the stuff of nightmares, okay? But the interesting part about this, the Nine is about completion and endings. So, and you look at the swords, they're in a pattern. They've all been put together. There's also a pattern down below on that quilt where you see, I think, and I don't have my magnifying glass in here, and I don't think I have another one. Do I? No. I don't think so. I do when there's one over there. Nope, I don't. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's roses that I see there, the red. But the blue is filled with the zodiac, okay? Glyphs of the zodiac. And so all the astrological signs are there. But what we're seeing in the Nine is we're seeing a person holding their head. They've awakened from the nightmares. But here's the thing. The message here is that you're putting all of your perceptions that aren't working for you together. You're seeing a pattern, right? A pattern has emerged. And you can put it all together now. You can see the effect of all of it on every aspect of your life, how perception influences everything, including all of the, if you think about all of the different, lords of the zodiac, if you want to look at it that way, how all of that influences who you are, but then creates perception. And in this case, it's faulty perception. So whatever that has to do with in your life, whether it's issues over the pandemic or other issues out there that you could be contending with, it may be time, and it could be signaling that it's time to see the pattern of your perceptions, see how they're impacting your life. And if you're like the person on the front of the Nine of Swords here, and Swords is the air element, so you're talking perception, okay? You're talking balance, reason, justice, fairness, but you're also talking perception, communication, all of that. But it's got to make sense. And right now, I think that there's been so much deception from without trying to influence our perceptions that we're just going to have to get to a point where we shut out the noise and say, you know what, this is not making sense. Too many things don't add up. And that's kind of the feeling that I've always gotten from this card. Next, I drew the Knight of Cups, but I ended up also drawing the Page of Wands. And so that I actually moved that in front of the Knight of Cups, and so that's what I'm going to do now. We'll just talk about it first. We see the Page, typically a person who's youthful, usually I would say college age, and whereas the Knight would be after you graduate from college, when you're talking about those age periods. But here we have the Page who's in the Holy Land, or at least on the trek to the Holy Land. You see the 3 pyramids there. He's looking at his staff. He's holding it firmly in his hand, and it's straight up and down, as you can see. So he's in alignment. There's no deception here. Pages can also indicate undeveloped potential, also new messages. But here, if it say it's the Page of Cups, it might be the birth of a child, depending upon, or a pregnancy, depending usually upon the surrounding cards. Or just if you draw it singly. I mean, you would then be interacting with whatever's going on in your life. But it's kind of an interactive type of an experience with the Page. But here we really do have undeveloped potential. Because when you have the fire element, which is Wands, then you're talking about the birth of creativity, the spark of life. So really, we're on the precipice of some other type of perception, even though this is Wands. It's the manifestation of some other mindset, really. Some other awareness. And typically, when you see the something straight up and down, whether it's swords or wands here, in this case a staff, then what you're looking at is the voice of spirit informing all of that. So what is it? Well, it's going off in a new direction, one that's filled with compassion and harmony. Because you see the knight here, his steed is about to take that step over the little tiny river that's right there. It's just a little, maybe it's just a creek, or it could be bigger and he's just up higher. That's the thing. I mean, it could actually be a bigger river. But you see that it's windy, indicating our emotions are kind of, here and there. But he's on the precipice of something new. But as he holds out the chalice in offering, you see, he's offering love and compassion as part of that new direction forward. Both cards are having us go in a new direction forward. With the page in his creativity here, in his creative undeveloped potential. And then I decided at that point I was going to take a fourth card, which I did. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. We see the hand reaching out from the cloud. I was going to say the crowd. The cloud holding a large coin. We see these funny looking, I don't know, shrubby trees in the beginning there of the path. You see the path heading toward the archway. And beyond it are some mountains. Pentacles is about the earth element, and the earth element is about the fundamentals of our life. So home, family, tradition, work, just the greater experience we have together in manifested form, basically. And here it's offering a new path forward. So it just reinforces what we see in both the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups as the response to what's ending here, the ending of faulty perception. You see the wall on either side of the archway is full of greenery, as is the arch itself. So it's almost like you walk through that and now you're into abundance. And although the mountains are out there in the distance, and so that indicates, sure, there'll be some challenges, is this one we take together? Is it less of a personal experience and more of letting go of all the personal perceptions that keep us from a shared path with others, keep us toward the abundance of that? And then I drew out of the rune bag Othala, which I think defines the whole thing. Othala is said to contain all of the energy of all of the runes of the Elder Futhark. You can see Ingus on the top of it, and at the bottom you see Kenaz. But in truth, what you see, and I'll draw this for you really quickly, what you see is Kenaz in a million different directions. And I'll show you that. I should just have this all drawn out for everybody. But it's Kenaz inward and outward, informing the light of spirit, irrespective of which of the two runes you're looking at, whether you're looking at Ingus or you're looking at Kenaz. They're all made of, or rather, Gebo rather, they're all made of Kenaz in all directions. And so what that's talking about then is spirit is both informing the choices that we make, and then how we interact with others is based on spirit. So I would suspect here is an example of where we weren't, and how faulty perception then became a nightmare for us. Is really what that looks like to me. And then we see that there's it's getting warm in this still room. I've been in here a little while. But then we see the page with, new potential here for a different expression of will. And, behind perception, or involved in perception is then the will to perceive, and then the will to act on those perceptions. And here we're going to go in a new direction. And the idea of seeing him around pyramids is it it's reminiscent of the Knights Templar going on the pilgrimage to the Holy Land. And so it takes them past Egypt, takes them through all of that. That's part of the Holy Land. And so basically what I'm seeing then with this is that we're looking at alignment and spirit when we do so. So realignment from whatever perceptions were going nutty there. Offering compassion and love to those along the way, along our path, into shared abundance with others. And we see that with Athala, where we're manifesting spirit instead of the ego that got us into the place of the 9 here. Let's take a look at what the rune is, the geomancy rune for today. I need to figure out which is which here. See, that one goes there. Oh, well, let's see. Is that Laetitia? Okay. Well, that's cool. Let me go ahead and dump these out and find Laetitia. I won't draw it for you. Laetitia's joy. So I think, yeah, here we go. Laetitia's joy. So obviously, not an expression here, but when we get to the Athala aspect of life, where spirit is informing both within and without, that's when we attain pure joy. So I think that, again, we keep talking about this in this 22 year, this cosmic builder year. In today's A3 energy, what are we going to manifest? Are we going to manifest this? Are we going to continue there? Or are we going to let go of the perceptions that keep us apart, that keep us off the shared path together, and get into alignment with one another on a new path? Letting spirit inform the entire process so that it results in joy and progress and something that's sustainable going forward. So I think that's it. I think we did it. We're at the 12-minute mark. We might as well quit now before my screen locks up on me. So anyhow, thanks for watching. This is the last one for the week. We'll meet again on Monday. Look for the esoteric influences, though, both on the blog and in video form. And if you want to sign up for the newsletter, you can get all of the esoteric influences for the week in your inbox on Sundays. So, and I've been working on them sort of a little bit all week long here, and I'm going to work on them today and try to get them done ahead of time. And anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and please wear a mask if you're around anyone, whether you're inside or out, just to protect yourself and others. So, and have a wonderful day, and blessed be.